All right. Now, this is the multiple earnings contract. This is the multiple task record. And this, again, is an earnings contract. It's a covenant. And it's a covenant, a voluntary covenant. It's a stewardship and accountability. See, accountability, doing the reports, all of that's part of it. If a kid doesn't keep track of his stuff each day, you go draw a line down through it. You do not do memory. You do records. You don't let it go 3 and 4 days, and then he goes back and fills it in the best he can. You fill it out every day, and you pay him every day if you want. I believe in paying him every day. It keeps him hot. You cannot tell a kindergartner. Now, if you do good in grammar school and high school and go through college, and you graduate with honors in college and go to law school and graduate with honors, I'll give you a Ferrari. That has no reinforcing value. But you give them M&Ms every day and let them do this every day and do their Nintendo. In other words, it needs to be frequently reinforcing. And the younger they are, the more often they need the reinforcing. Now, let's look at how this fills out. On the left side, you see all the behavior stuff and the points that go along with it. Up at 7 a.m., 20 points. Clean the room, 20 points. Tidy the bathroom, 10 points. As you look down here, you see all these different things. Kitchen help, 30 points. Sweet spirit with sister, 30 points. In bed by 9, 20 points. Cooperative and polite, 20 points. And there's a possible 200 points that day. That means he gets 200 points and he gets $2. Or if he gets at least 150 of the possible 200, he gets 50 bonus points. Isn't that great? So it's actually possible for a kid to get 250 points. That's $2.50. So he gets lots of privileges that day for that many points, and he gets lots of money. Let's look at the back side of this. All right? The back side, he gets 225 points, which is almost all that 250 possible, right? This is the big grand thing for this kid. This is his hot button. He gets to stay up an extra 2 hours. He gets to pick the TV programs, and he gets dessert. But the big thing is he has power over the flipper. He gets the flipper. Dad does not get the flipper. And he sits there. And Dad will say, oh, let me watch this. And the kid will say, no, I'll decide. I got it. I'll decide. I'll decide the program. I'll do this. Flip, flip, flip. And the bigger stink you make over it, the more the kid loves it. Is that right? Come on, son, let's watch this. I don't know, Dad. How about $1? You give me $1. Okay, I'll give you $1 to watch this program. Okay. The hour's over, Dad. It's got 10 more minutes. Don't turn it. It's another $1. The kid has power, and Dad just plays. Is that reinforcing? That's called a social reinforcer. The kid got $2.30. He's just waiting at the door for Papa to come home. Papa comes home, and every day they go through this ritual. Daddy's got about 500 dimes in his pocket. He's ready for the kid. And the kid's got a mason jar where he puts his money. And the dad comes sneaking in the house like he's trying to sneak around the kid. The kid's watchful. Dad, I see you. You owe me $2.30. No, I don't. Let's add those up again. That's only $2.10. No, it isn't. $2.30. Son, I can't pay this money all the time. Look at me. I'm getting too skinny. I haven't got enough lunch money at work. Can I borrow some money, son? Will you lend me some money? Test, test, test. And the kids will come back like this. I'm sorry, Father. I cannot lend you money. I do not lend money. I cannot reinforce your poor financial planning. I cannot. And they say stuff like this. I get reports back. And it's really great. All right, now, let's look at this. 200 points, he stays up until 9, he gets dessert. 150 points in bed at 8:30, and he still gets dessert. He's losing his uptime. 120 points and above in bed at 8 and no dessert. 120 points and below, he does dishes before he goes to bed. So things get bad real quick. Is that right? And he doesn't get paid for it. So that's kind of hard. But the thing is that this kid loves this. And as they add these points up, they love them. They get so hyper on these points. Are you crazy? I can't keep all these records. Who keeps the records? Who keeps your time card? Who's responsible to turn in your hours? Do they care? Do they care if you don't keep track of your hours? I'm speaking generally here. But it's up to you to keep track of your hours. It's up to you to turn in your papers and get your commission, whatever it is. And it's your responsibility. And so it is with the child. It's their responsibility to keep their records and to report. That's part of the issue. But you remember that one mother cannot watch 6 kids, but 6 kids can watch one mother. Did you ever hear that? And it's their responsibility. And so you make sure they feel it. This is the bedroom. In every place, there's a chart. Every place you go, there's a chart. There's a chart in the bedroom, the bathroom, even the closet if you want, to keep the closet clean, or keep the broom closet clean, or keep the garage clean. Whatever you want, you have this contract. This happens to be a bedroom sheet, and it goes in these little plastic things, and you hang it on the door. There's no question how they get their points. And the way they get their points on this thing is that if the bed is neatly made and the clothes are put away and 5 items or less on the dresser and the lights and the radio are turned off, they get 50 cents that day. If they don't have that stuff done, they do not get 50 cents that day. And 50 cents is a big thing because that happens to be part of their lunch money every day. You get it? And so they just didn't get it because they didn't earn it. You don't penalize them. They just don't get it. And so they don't get the positive reinforcement. Now, on Saturday, they have to dust the furniture, change the bedding, vacuum the floors, and empty the wastebasket because it's Saturday and it takes more work. So you give them a little extra. So Saturday becomes a double point day. So you rocket scientists, a 50-cent Wednesday turns into a what on Saturday? $1. Double 50 cents is what? $1. Okay. All right, now, that becomes $1. Now, to really kick your program off and to get these kids crazy, what you do is you say, well, if you get it done by 9 o'clock a.m., it's double point day. So they can make $2 on Saturday by having their room absolutely spick and span and pass inspection. By when? 9 o'clock. And if it's not done by 9 o'clock, they've just lost $1. And that means kids will set their alarms and get up and get the house clean. Would you give kids an extra amount to have the kitchen done and the stove cleaned, the icebox cleaned out? Would you do that to have the laundry all going and getting done by 9 o'clock? The front room, the family, everything cleaned? Would you do that? Would you give your kids like $10 on a Saturday to get all that done? Would you? Yes or no? Yeah. What do they want that money for? To go buy their clothes, to buy shoes, go to the movie. Hello? You get it. And how much does it cost you? And it has built the child and given them responsibility. Now, they got to go out and spend it. You may be very disappointed in what they buy, but they've got to learn to make mistakes. Did you ever make mistakes? Did you? Yeah, look who you married. Do we make mistakes when we're young? Is that right? That must be true or you wouldn't have laughed. Okay. Now, that's a double point day. Now, there's a downside to this. I want to tell it to you. You can have your house absolutely spotless by 9 a.m. in the morning. And the kids are absolutely ecstatic. And they got the rest of the day and they're running around doing their stuff. I mean, they are so happy. But one guy called me up and says, we don't do that anymore. That's stupid. We don't do that anymore. It ruined our family. I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, to tell you the truth, we had a double Saturday and we started it, but we don't do it anymore. I said, how come? People love it. He says, my 5-year-old daughter last Saturday came into our bedroom when we're sound asleep at 6 a.m. with the vacuum. Get out of here. Leave us alone. What's the matter with you people? But that was a great compliment, wasn't it, to the kid? Think about it. A little kid like that, 5 years old,